Okay, welcome to the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the side chick, where we give our side of the issue. I'm Dark Phoenix.
And I'm Yummy.
We are friends and hosts of the YFP.
And this is a special episode because this episode marks the official launch of the Yummy and Fearless podcast.
Yes.
Boop, 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 boop. If you tuned in previously, then you already know we did the soft launch back in September, which gave you a chance to get to know us in the podcast a little bit. But now you will have a total of 8 episodes to binge and an idea of the type of content you can expect from the side chick.
Yes, episodes are released every Sunday. However, in honor of the official launch, we are dropping an additional episode this Wednesday. On Sunday, we are dropping an episode entitled Yummy Topics, the official launch edition. And 3 days later, we will release the instant classic, Love is a Bitch and a Whore.
Oh, and she is. Gotta listen. So part of our mission, though, is to demonstrate, and we aim to build a community around this idea, that we, women of a certain age, we are more than caretakers. We still have desires. We have dreams. We have hopes. We have aspirations. We count. We have value. We fucking matter. And we still matter. We matter.
Yes.
And we've been so honored this week because someone else saw the value in us and that we matter.
How about that?
How about that? The Yummy and Fearless podcast was recently named one of the top 40 feminist podcasts on the web by FeedSpot.
What?
FeedSpot curates and ranks influential and trustworthy podcasts. You can find a link in the description box and a list of feminist top podcasts in the episode description box. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate it. And if you've ever listened before, sincerely from both of us, thank you so much. And in honor of this being launch week, we ask that you please share this with your friends, share this with your family, share the links, get the word out, get other people to listen. That would mean so much to us. Stay tuned till the end of this episode so that you can find out which side chick is into bisexual men. Enjoy. Okay, so what do you think is the best way to get over someone?
Get under someone else. No, I'm just teasing. Just jokes.
Oh gosh.
Like Dua Lipa said, if you get over him, get under somebody. I don't know. I think that you just gotta suck it up and go hard in the paint, go cold turkey.
Wow.
It won't be easy, but
yeah.
Nothing, a lot of things we can do hard things.
We can.
What do you think?
I think it probably depends on the situation, like how much you like that person. Because some people are easy to get over if you're not really that into them. And then sometimes if you're really into them, it can be hard. I do kind of believe in like the model that they say where it takes half of the amount of time that you were with them. In some situations, I think that can be the case. So like if you were with someone for a year, it probably takes a full 6 months to completely get them out of your system.
Really?
Yeah. But I do believe that dating other people helps.
Oh,
I do. It's a good distraction.
I think we need diversions, but I think if you're the whole idea of getting, I'm putting this in air quotes, getting over something, it connotes something deep. You had something deeper than if you have to get over them, then obviously there was something to the relationship. And I just think that this is me personally. I just think you got to just go cold turkey, be alone for a while. Don't be trying to date nobody else. Sometimes, diversions is one thing, trying to date somebody all over again, starting all over. Don't do it.
Well, I think like not necessarily dating someone with any intention of anything serious, but just for entertainment. For companionship can be a good distraction because it's not good to be necessarily like at home alone watching Netflix eating ice cream.
And why not? I think that's a damn good distraction. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Then you get like that little spread in your hips and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's
You
like a
know,
little, it's like a little
like
hug.
for a little tug. Yeah, I think like having some new companionship though can be good, and it's somebody that can help you talk through your feelings. I think isn't a bad thing, you know.
Not another dude. No.
Not
Mm-mm.
another dude. See, I
No.
like dude.
No. It has to be a friend, and typically, if it's a friend who's listening to that shit, he probably want to be more than a friend,
You
and
might be right. You might
nobody
be.
wants to hear that shit. What dude do you know want to go out with you? Yeah. I just want to run some things past you about my life.
I love to hear
I mean, was I wrong? Because no. Let that shit go. Be alone for a while. Be by yourself for a while. Sometimes maybe there's a good
so.
thing that this ended. And no matter how much it hurts, it's something you have to go through for yourself. And there's no time limit. I don't think there's a time limit on it. I think that it could be a day, it could be 3 years. I don't know.
Just kind of depends.
Yeah, how much you know. And then fuck love anyway. I'm
Wow, fuck love.
sorry.
Not fuck love.
Yeah, she's a bitch and a whore. She's a liar. Don't
Fuck
trust that bitch.
love.
Don't trust that bitch. She's not
No.
trustworthy. No, she's not trustworthy.
No.
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 She's a bitch and a whore, I'm telling you.
Oh my God. That is hard to hear.
Don't believe anything tells you.
That is hard to
Let me
hear.
tell you what love, let me tell you what love will have you do.
What?
Love will have you showing up at your man's job with one baby on your hip and the other baby dragging him by the hand. Like, hey, which one of y'all bitches in here fucking my?
But is that love? That's like
I'm
not
telling
love.
you.
That's like desperation.
Love will have love will have you do crazy. That's maybe it's love to have these chicks thinking that they need to do it.
That, and one more time, that is like stupidity. And you know what I also terms of like threesome? I feel that any man that truly cares about you would not want to see anybody with you, whether it's a woman or anything. A man that
I don't know about that.
I do. I feel like a man
If he can't
that
satisfy
really
you, if he can't satisfy you and he wants to satisfy, then maybe he does want to see somebody with because that makes him happy to see you happy.
well, if he can't satisfy me, then we probably can't be together. That's probably the answer. Not, we're going to go contract out the service, to others. Like that we probably shouldn't be together.
I don't know. I think that goes to the whole idea of believing that one person, you're everything, you're all, you're everything. Answer emotional support, answer for physical support and financial support or whatever. I just think that, maybe there's an opportunity. Maybe there's a way for everybody to get he gets satiated because he gets to see some freaky shit. You get satiated because you get to be satisfied. And everybody's happy.
Wow, that's so progressive.
But don't listen to love. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know. To each his own. To each his own. Hey, who am I to say where to stick it and who needs to stick it? So here's a question though. Would you knowingly date a bisexual man?
Hell no.
You
Not knowingly.
wouldn't.
Not knowingly. And listen, I am this is just me, okay? I don't have anything against bisexual men. I just don't date a bisexual or somebody who
Okay. I used to think I wouldn't, but I kind of think I could. I kind of think I
What?
could. Yeah.
Okay, say more. Say more.
I think that there are exceptions because I just feel like what's for me is for me. And because I feel like for most women, we've already done it. We just don't know about it.
Ooh, no, you didn't. No,
I
she
did.
didn't.
I said it.
No,
Everybody's
didn't.
done it. You just don't know.
Uh-uh.
So I think there are exceptions. So like he's famous that I know to be bisexual that I find super attractive. He's no longer with us. But like even if I'd known he'd been bisexual, I still would have dated him.
Who?
Bobby DeBarge, the one of the lead singers of that group Switch.
Yeah.
He was bisexual.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Yeah. So truth be told though.
And you would have dated him.
If I met him, I'm just being honest. If I met him and even knowing that he's bisexual, I wouldn't have been like, that motherfucker was pretty.
He was beautiful.
He was beautiful. And he was like so talented. Like he was like one of those people where you could see the God in his talent.
Yeah, talent is an aphrodisiac.
Is an aphrodisiac. I'm just being honest. Like, had I known him, I would have dated him, even knowing that he's bisexual. I'm not saying like every bisexual dude should like look me up and be like, what up, girl? But I'm just saying, honestly, I do think that, sure, there are examples of bisexual men that I would be cool with. Plus, I find it sexy a person that can own who they are. Not to say they got to be out on Instagram and Twitter, you know, waving a flag constantly, telling every aspect of their life, but I find it attractive. I find it sexy, a person that can own their sexuality and own who they are. So
Okay. I
so
ain't mad at that.
it's on the table for me. So if a Bobby DeBard were to show up singing a beautiful falsetto and being as beautiful as him, and I know he's bisexual, truth be told, if Bobby's like, can I take you out? I'm gonna be like, you can take me wherever you want to go.
Now, see, okay, and that's fair. And I think it's just a matter of, see, for me, Bobby, knowing that Bobby was bisexual brings up images of a woman for me. So when I look at him, look back at him, he reminds me, and that's not appealing to me. But I'm just trying to think, is there any man who I'd be like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Maybe be a Idris Elba or something.
What
Which I
about
know
Zac Efron?
you know I like Zac Efron.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wouldn't date necessarily Zac Efron. I just don't. Once I know that he's bisexual, like open, like if I know that he's bisexual, that's like cold water. I'm.
But what if it isn't even a thing of a current thing? Like, I am bisexual, as much as it's like
I used to.
at one point,
Nope.
say like at one point in my life,
Nope.
I had some sexual experiences with men.
No, not a zero. No, because that's like,
wow.
And I'm not trying to. No, I don't want to say any bisexual men, but I just, for me, no, for me, that's a no for me. It's kind of like finding out somebody's your cousin.
Oh,
like, yeah, okay. Or finding out that you have you're attracted to somebody and you like, oh wow, and then you find out the brother and you're like, nah.
Yeah, I get that.
Just for me, if my brother was Idris Elba, though, I might have to.
So if Idris was like, yeah, one time in my 20s, I got hit from a dude, but I didn't like it, and I never did it again.
I might have to be okay with that, because Idris Elba is gorgeous. He's
beautiful. You'd be like, well, you didn't do it again.
Only once, right? You
it was just one. It was just once. So there you go. Oh well, but yeah. So I guess I have a bisexual man list that I would. Hey,
you have a whole list?
Well, not a list, but there are a few people like I'll be like, he can still get it. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's a short list. Name somebody. Who else? Okay, Bobby DeBarge. You name Bobby DeBarge. I gotta hear that list because I'm like.
Well, I love all DeBarge, so there's that. But
maybe Prince.
Even though Prince wasn't, to my knowledge. But if Prince, I don't believe he was. Man. But he's another one to where if he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like, okay. Because one more time, the whole package is so phenomenal.
I loved me some Prince now.
Yeah. That I would be like, I don't care. And that to me is another example where I just believe if a person is for you, a person is for you.
George Michael?
Probably, yeah. In his prime.
I love George Michael.
Yes, he was a beautiful man.
And so talented.
So, and if you're saying, if you have like this connection with a person, like if you really have like this unbelievable connection.
I get that, but what if it's your brother? What if you have a connection with like your brother? I mean, there are just some things that, I hear you. I definitely hear you on the whole spiritual, and I get it. And I mostly agree because, if we vibe, we vibe.
We vibe.
If we vibe, we vibe. But
if you dated a dude, you've dated a dude.
But once I find out that my brother, I'm like, okay, that's okay.
Once you find out. But here's the thing. You do realize that people who share genetics are attracted to each other. And if you don't know that person and if you don't know that you're related, but you run into that person, there will be a type of attraction that you may not understand. So this has happened to me a couple of times where I will run into someone that I will not know that I'm related to.
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be vibing hard as all hell.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, I'll find out how we're related, and it'll be like, oh,
Okay.
that's what the fuck that's about.
Okay.
But when you don't know, because we didn't grow up together, so we didn't have none of that. Not only, and it would be weird because it'd be like the moment we would see each other, it would be like bark. And it would
Okay.
be like an instant connection. But because we don't know that we're related, we're just two attractive people. And we just kind of like, hey,
Okay.
thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank God. I'll leave it at that.
Yes. I mean, well, I mean, that's real. That is real. And I think that we just, I think as once we know we are forced to urge this, the urge. And so I think that it's important to understand that it is natural to just vibe with somebody on a whole nother level and, not really give a damn what their past is about. You vibe, we vibe. I get.
But people who share genetic similarities, there's a level of attraction. You can misinterpret that attraction for different types of attraction, but there's an attraction that's there.
I believe it. I believe that. I believe that. And I think it just has to do us liking. It's like it's a psychological. I don't know what it's called, but it's something to do with the psychology of liking things or people that are like you.
Yeah.
And people always talk about opposites attract, which is not exactly accurate because like things attract like people.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I get that. I think that's it may be natural on some, not even know why you're attracted to it.
Yeah, like you don't even know. And I think that can even happen, for platonic relationships, for same-sex friendships.
Absolutely. And that's what I was getting at. I think that's where I wanted to go with that. So even though I wouldn't like date, if I know somebody bisexual, I wouldn't want to date them. But if we vibe like that, I absolutely could be friends with. I mean, like hardcore friends. Because I've been friends with all kinds of people that you would not even think that I'm friends with because we vibed on a whole nother level. It wasn't just physical attraction. It wasn't any that was.
So like you hear often about soulmates.
Bullshit.
Okay. So
I'm sorry, what?
So yeah,
something was in my throat.
You sneezed or something. It was like, so do you believe in soulmates?
Man, this is a whole show. This is a whole other show on soulmate. Okay. I think that I have a dichotomy of thoughts and emotions about that. On some level, I think that there are people that that cross our path that we really really vibe with. They know us, they get us, and they love us. Vice versa. On the other hand, there's that bitch and whore that shows up again, love, and I just think she can't be trusted. I just don't think she can be trusted.
Wow, really?
So I just think be careful about identifying somebody as or designating somebody as soulmate because it might be just love getting all in the mix and can't be trusted.
Wow, that's deep.
I said what I said.
You said what you said.
That's right. I said it.
Damn. That's
Tell me what you feel about soulmates. I'm really curious.
This is really. Well, you know what? I think that I have an evolving view, kind of depending on the circumstance that I'm in or that I'm experiencing or have experienced.
Sure.
There are times when I think that there is a soulmate, and then there are times when I look back and think, that was infatuation.
See?
What is a soulmate? But also, I don't think that I've ever been in love.
What?
No.
Never?
No.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
No.
The record scratched.
I know.
And just wait a minute. You just stopped the party. Never been in love? Come on.
No, I don't think so. No.
What? Help me understand this. Never?
No, I don't think that I ever have actually been in love. Like,
that's why you don't identify with the whole love being a bitch and a whore.
Because I don't think I've ever actually been in love. Like, so I've had moments where most of the time I knew I wasn't. So
get out of here.
Oh, I knew I was. I even in the moment, I knew I wasn't. So like what I say to my friends as a joke, but like I say, is that I lie to men.
Tell
that
them what
I'm
they want to hear.
that I'm a liar, because even when I tell them, they don't believe me. They'll say stop joking, and I'm like, I'm not joking. But there are times when I'll be in the moment where I'll be like, I feel loving type feeling of a moment or of a period of my life, but even I'll know that in true clarity, that's not love though.
I am so here for this. This
I've
is so
never
great to me. I just think it's so I love this. I love this.
really, I've never been
Yes.
in love.
Because
Even
you don't
like,
have to be in love to have a
yeah,
long-term relationship. That just underscores have you ever been in a long-term relationship?
I have. I have. Even like my first like young love that I was in for like years. Like all some of it is like when I stop and I reflect back on it, I don't believe that you can be undeveloped spiritually, emotionally and claim love.
Come on, talk about it. You
I,
better
I,
preach.
I don't. So
You
I
better
don't
preach,
feel that
girl.
you can be 16 and be like, I was in love.
You better talk about
No,
it.
no,
Come
you
on.
weren't. You don't, you have no idea what love really is. And because I believe and then on the same token, I have lots of men who to this day claim that they are still in love with me. You know what I'm saying? But like I feel that love is a long-term demonstration,
Okay, okay.
and
Now, some people will say that, and the reason why I guess my definition of love and some people might disagree with that because they think of love as an action, whereas I have, in my experience, love has always been kind of like this feeling that I thought I had,
mhm,
and I think feelings in general cannot be trusted. So it's not just love, and I'm giving love a bad
right,
rap. But if you think of
right.
love as an action word, I don't know. That may be another whole nother spiritual conversation. But I'm here for all of what you just said, man. I am
Yeah,
here
I
for all
don't.
of what you said.
I've never. And I will, for the most part. I know in the moment I'm lying.
I mean, why do you think that is? Why do you think that you can't or don't want? Is it because you don't want to be, can't,
I want to
not
be.
willing? I mean, what is it?
I want to be. I know that it isn't love. I
How
just
do you
know that
know?
it.
How do you know? What is love then? What are we defining love as?
I guess I'm kind of thinking of it as I feel at a minimum it shouldn't be a fleeting
Oh, for sure.
emotion. It shouldn't be a
But
fleeting emotion. Even if I've had relationships where they end and I'm kind of like they ended like boo, I'm more disappointed at the habit being
right.
gone.
Mhm.
It isn't even the air quotes love.
So
I'm
you do think of it as a feeling. Think love is a feeling?
I think it's a feeling, and I think that it is a demonstration of something, of something.
So give me an
And
example. Give me some examples.
but I don't feel that most, like even like the men that claim they love me, I don't feel they understand what love is.
I now won't get an argument.
So I
I
feel that in their rudimentary definition of love, in their way, they do to whatever
yes,
extent to their development,
and their understanding of what
they
it
do.
is. Yeah.
Is it enough to get anything out of me beyond what I'm gonna typically do? No.
But what is it then? What is love? I mean, what is love? What is love then? What are you defining love as? I mean, it's a demonstration. Give me an example
That's
of a demonstration.
that's a that is the question. First
I
off,
would die for you type of
that
thing. Like
is
I'll
the
die for you.
question. I This is the way I explain love to my son. And it's funny you should say the I would die for you thing, because I always use this example for him. I say never trust a person who says that they would die for you, because that's nothing but game. That's nothing but game, because the easy thing is to die for somebody. I said if you ever want to do something for somebody, live
Woo!
for them.
You better preach.
Live for
Come on.
them. So first thing a motherfucker could ever do to even get me to think he might love me is live for me. Okay? Live for me.
Mm, mm, mm.
Show up and live for me. Then I might have a discussion with you about love. But you can't sell me your little elementary preschool rom com definition of love and expect me to be appreciative or excited about it or
Mm.
elicit some change in me or disrupt my flow of my life for that little bitty minuscule definition of love. Because that's nothing. That's
Mm.
nothing. One more time. A motherfucker that want to die for you, that's game.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Live for me. Like, I show up, and I tell my son that all the time. So
She
I
has
say,
dropped the mic,
let me
y'all.
show you let me tell you, and I don't say this to pat myself on your back, but I want you to be able to, regardless as to a person's relation to you,
Mm-hmm.
understand who the fuck they are, okay? You
Oh.
don't have to love them any less, but know who and what you're dealing with. I
Yes.
I live for you.
Mm.
I've
Mm.
lived for you.
Yes.
I never claim no, I die for you, because if that's easy, you're gone.
Mm. Mm.
They're gone. They can't do nothing else for you. But I show up for you
Mm.
all of your days, all of your years.
Come on.
So if a motherfucker ever
Come
want a
on.
reaction out of me in terms of love, live for me. Show me
Yes.
something. And
Oh,
I've yet to see it. And that's my point.
she dropped the mic, y'all. On that note,
And yeah. And that's it. And that's my view on that.
that's a beautiful thing. Well, I
That's
wanna
my
I wanna stand up and applaud right now. She just said that shit, y'all.
all right. That's my view on it.
Yes.
So what's love? So like some old romantic comedy love that people like to push, it don't do nothing for me. It don't do nothing for me. Cause like that type of thing, that's for anything. That's for anybody. Because you gotta look at what people be asking you for when they
Mm-hmm.
talk about they love you. Look at what they asking you for though.
What
For
are they
real,
asking
Black
for? What are they
Phoenix.
asking
They like, go ahead and tie your credit to my credit.
for? Ooh, you better talk about
Okay.
it.
Go ahead and deny all others in the name of me. Go ahead and bound your life to me and reproduce and bound your children and generations to me.
Talk about it.
Go ahead and look at the shit they be asking you for in the name of this love. That's on some
Woo.
basic, I
I'm
die for you level love. Not I live for you.
ooh.
Not I
Oh,
live for you.
oh my
So
goodness. But
live for me.
under that definition though, is there anyone who could ever, I mean, who could actually it take a special person to be able to meet you there, to meet you where you are on that. And for that matter, anybody on that level. It's gonna take a special person, you
You would
know?
just have to be real with it. You'd have to be real with it. I don't even know if it's as much special as you'd have to be legitimately sincere. Legitimately sincere. And I think that that's more of a challenge than anything, to not have any, convoluted agenda.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. I think everything you said, I am in agreement with. I'm pretty much in. I think that I agree with. I could have never said it that eloquent and emphatically, but I do believe that what many of us identify or interpret as love, things as ridiculous as, well, my parents stayed married for 70 years. That don't
Yeah.
mean shit to
Yeah.
me. I don't interpret that as an accomplishment
Right.
necessarily, or love necessarily. So, but I just think with the definition as you have painted it, really a vivid, for me anyways, a vivid, clear definition. I don't know that anybody could show up like, I don't know that, because everybody has their self-interest at heart, even
Yeah.
married people, I mean, you do, I
Mm-hmm.
do, we all show up with that. And I don't know that, so your earlier question about a soulmate, I think, is there somebody for everybody? Yeah. Soulmate, soul ties, and things like that. I don't know that, we honor the real, I don't know that we as human beings, as people going along in life with having a human experience, I don't think that we honor that, hey, if I just wait, as the old folks say, on the Lord, or if I just wait on
Yeah.
my person, I don't know that we honor that. We tend to rush it. We have to, we have a biological clock, or, all my friends are getting married, so I must be in love because I'm been with this guy for X amount of years. So I think that we mistake a lot of different things for
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that are just feelings which cannot be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
Or worse, they're excuses.
But people, try to fit a round peg into a square hole all the
Mm-hmm.
time, because I often say this, and some people appreciate it, and a lot of people don't, is that just like it's a numbers game. This has to be the case. Just like there's in life, there are situations where a lot of people are gonna get married. There have to be situations where it's gonna be some people that never do. Also, it can happen. And you
Especially for
might
Black women.
Right, and you might be one of those people. And furthermore, if you decide that you have this standard, and even it either fits this standard or it doesn't, if you decide that, then it just is what it is. And you know what it means when you decide that.
Mm-hmm.
That you took your probability down even low. But that's cool too. And it just is what it is. And so what?
Yes.
And so what? But the mistake a lot of people make is they can't accept those odds. They can't accept that. So they go through trying to force a triangle into a circle and are miserable as all hell.
Miserable. I think though that we should make it. I don't think that having that standard and having companionship that doesn't meet that. I don't think those are mutually exclusive. I think
That's
that
a good point.
you can still opt. You can still know what it is and still opt, have companionship, have a baby, have a marriage for that matter, and still know that nah, this is not
That's
what I
true.
had in mind when
Yeah.
I envision love. But you got to be honest. I mean, who among us? I don't think a lot of people are that honest. They would rather just fake it or admit to something that's not accurate. Not
What they feel they need to do in order to get to where they need to get to. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
And I don't
Save
knock
yourself.
that. And I don't knock, I'm not knocking, people make decisions and they prioritize different things. I'm not
Mhm.
saying that that's a bad thing. It's just that we all have our walk. We all have our
Absolutely.
walk. Because I know people that are in relationships or in marriages that are less than ideal, but they're making the best out of it. And that's admirable for the reasons that it's admirable as well.
For
But
them.
for them. For them, yeah.
Mhm.
But I also feel in a lot of ways that I've been lucky enough to where I've had this option to choose. I've had this option to choose.
Thank God for choices.
Thank God for choices, and I, like anyone, I feel that God made us to be dependent on each other. To need other people, to need companionship. And ideally, I would prefer have the right partner for me. But if I don't, life moves on. It's
Yeah.
cool. And I'm
Absolutely.
good. And I'm good.
He's
Yep.
good, folks. I love it.
Yep. So
Very well said.
yeah, that's what's up.
So do we want to do our a quick he can get it list? top
uh,
top 5, top 5.
top
Top 5.
five. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, top 3. You got 3 at the top.
Oh gosh. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's do it. Let me
All
see
right,
if I can. You start while I
Okay, so my top 3. I'm going to say Jaimon Hansu.
Really?
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Used to be married to Kimura Lee Simmons.
Love will never do.
Love will never do. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so beautiful to me. Anyways, and number 2 is Michael Vick.
Are you serious? Huh.
I love you so, Michael, but he's so beautiful. And then number 1 is Idris Elba, of course.
You really like him.
I'm sorry. Guilty as charged.
You like him. So do you like the more mature version of him as much as you like the younger version of him?
Idris Elba?
Yeah.
I like it all. I like him. Every day that goes by, he's more yummy. He's yummy.
Everything.
So yummy.
Everything.
And he's
Okay.
tall too, I hear. Oh,
Really?
yes. Which makes him even yummier.
Idris is delicious and so chocolatey. So I'm gonna be a little non-traditional here. I'm gonna stick with Bobby DeBarge since I
Okay.
started with him. I'm gonna go with Bobby DeBarge, and
I'm blown away by that, but okay.
my next choice is going to be Bruce Lee.
What the absolute fuck? What?
Bruce Lee could get it.
Bruce Lee
was sexy.
He did have a little something. He had a little something.
He was sexy.
But he's tiny though. But okay. Yeah, okay.
But he
Bruce
was
Lee.
he
He
was
could kick some ass.
he was big in all the ways that matter. He could get it. He could get it. And then, my baby, Michael Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender.
He's my number one.
He's number one right now. Oh
He's
my
my number one.
gosh.
It is okay. And just in terms of like really like just men, the types that I typically like, Michael Fassbender would be as far away from my typical. I don't know what it is, but
he is cute.
I like that kid.
And he's a ginger man. I mean, that is something.
Yes.
I never would have thought of it.
I like that kid. And I was having a little Trey Songz phase.
Yeah, I used to like Trey.
Until I saw him spitting into those girls' mouth.
Yuck. Fucking yuck.
And that just no.
Dang, Trey, you could have got it. Could have got it.
No. It ruined it for me. So yeah. So Bobby DeBarge.
I cannot believe he made your top 3. Okay.
He does it for me. Wait a minute. Who was Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee.
And Michael Fassbender.
That's okay.
Eclectic.
It's very eclectic. I got to give my honorable. Right now, I'm all into Leslie Odom, who played. He played in, and he also the role that he made famous was Aaron Burr in Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Love that guy.
That's different.
He's not my typical guy. He would be what we would have considered a choir guy. Typically a guy
so he's not gay?
No. He's married to, I don't know what he does, but he's married to a young woman. But he just does something.
He is cute. He does have something about it. I see it. I do
cute.
see it. When I saw his name, for some reason, I thought he was Leslie Uggams. Which doesn't make sense. I was like, Leslie Uggams is in Hamilton? I'm like, I didn't know she was a junior.
Have mercy.
Yeah, what is going on? Okay. Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, review, subscribe, and share. It helps other listeners find us. And don't forget to follow us at Yummy Fearless on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even Pinterest, where you'll find additional content from today's show and also our highly curated He Can Get It list. As always, you can listen to the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the Side Chicks on Apple iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and Spotify. And if no one else has told you today, we love you and thank you so much for listening.